On May 14, 2008, 19-year-old Brandon Swanson vanished into the dark, rural landscape of western Minnesota, leaving behind a chilling mystery that has confounded investigators for over 15 years. That night, Brandon was driving home to Marshall after celebrating the end of spring semester with friends in the nearby town of Canby. At around 1:54 a.m., he accidentally drove his Chevrolet Lumina into a ditch on a gravel road outside the small town of Taunton. Though unharmed, he couldn't get the car out, so he called his parents to come pick him up. That call was the last anyone ever heard from him. Brandon sounded calm and told his parents he thought he was near Lynd, a town roughly 7 miles from where his car was later found. He asked them to meet him at a specific location, but when his parents arrived, they couldn't find him. Brandon stayed on the phone for nearly 47 minutes as he described landmarks and flashed his headlights. Suddenly, mid-call, Brandon exclaimed, "Oh, shit!" and the line went dead. That was the moment everything changed. Brandon was never seen or heard from again. At first, police treated the case as a simple runaway, despite his parents' pleas that their son wouldn't vanish willingly. It took hours before a search began. When investigators finally located his vehicle, it was discovered miles away from where Brandon believed he was. That discrepancy launched one of the most frustrating aspects of the case: his mistaken belief of his location. A thorough search of the car and surrounding area revealed no trace of Brandon, but investigators believed he had left the vehicle voluntarily. Search teams brought in dogs, ATVs, helicopters, and hundreds of volunteers to comb the surrounding farmland, ditches, and streams. Cadaver dogs tracked Brandon's scent for nearly 3 miles, across fields, through fences, and eventually to the edge of the Yellow Medicine River. That's where the trail stopped. Searchers feared he may have fallen into the river and drowned, but extensive searches yielded no body. The river was dragged, banks were combed, and thermal imaging was used. Nothing. Over the years, theories have flourished. Some believe Brandon became disoriented in the pitch-black night and succumbed to hypothermia. Others think he might have fallen into an unmarked well or old cistern, common in rural Minnesota. There's also speculation about foul play, despite no known enemies or signs of a struggle. Brandon was sober and described his surroundings clearly during the call, yet he vanished as if the night had swallowed him whole. No personal belongings were ever recovered. No phone, no wallet, no clothing. The Swanson family never stopped searching. They worked tirelessly to keep attention on Brandon's case and even lobbied to change Minnesota law. Their efforts led to Brandon's Law, passed in 2009, which mandates immediate police response and cooperation between jurisdictions when an adult is reported missing under suspicious or concerning circumstances. It was a small victory in the shadow of a monumental loss. Even now, each spring, when the fields thaw and rivers recede, law enforcement and volunteers return to search the land again. Drones, sonar, and ground-penetrating radar have all been used, but the case remains unsolved. Brandon's disappearance has been the subject of documentaries, podcasts, and extensive online sleuthing. Still, no one knows what caused his sudden exclamation, what he saw in that final moment, or where he went next. As time passes, hope for answers fades, but the case remains open. Brandon Swanson is still listed as a missing person. His family continues to wait, desperate for a clue, a confession, or a discovery that might finally explain what happened on that dark, quiet road. Until then, the Minnesota fields hold their silence, and Brandon's voice echoes in that last haunting word: "Oh, shit."